When life gives you an orange lemon,
you create a spooky podcast.
What is that?
I tried having like a cool little light effect here with my
She's, like,
phone
dramatic.
flashlight.
It's creeping in. Ooh.
It's spooky season, and more specifically, it's spooky week. It's Halloween week.
Woo! Can I get a woo yeah?
Maya.
It was like, so I got my spooky glasses on. Joanna has her spooky tripod just flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And
I have an ice cream. Dulce has a cup, a Dracula cup, and I have an ice cream.
What else do we need in life?
It's spooky season.
Love the transitions.
That was like
Give it up.
Yeah, that was my little spooky thing. I don't know what to call it.
Spooky moment. Your
Yeah,
spooky
that was my
moment.
spooky moment.
So, as you guys are listening to it or watching us, this is the spooky season special podcast, whatever you want to call it, Lemon Talk edition.
Woo!
And Joanna has clearly not taken any hints from previous episodes and has not gotten, ghost hunters, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. We're so fine. I'm getting along with them now. We're becoming friends.
She's become one of them. It's like a small process, but it happened. ASMR, welcome to ASMR. Hello. Shh. And then the wind went like.
That probably sounded so bad.
Okay. Time to get serious here. We don't mess around, okay? We're putting our butts off. We're working our butts off this whole week and the weeks to come because we're editing a lot. So hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. Please give us a like, subscribe, follow us.
Subscribe.
So everyone, welcome to this spooky season. We wanted to just kind of do something special for this spooky season. This is our first special for Lemon Talk. We've never really done any other bigger holiday, so we really are working really hard. So please.
Wait, can you hear the ice cream truck?
Yeah, I can hear the ice cream truck now that you mention it.
So we were just interrupted by an ice cream truck. They saw me with my ice cream, my little ice cream. They saw my spooky season ice cream.
It's not the same. Okay, guys. So basically, we're going to be this whole entire week. Today is the first spooky season of the week episode. And throughout the whole week, we're going to be posting every other day a brand new episode. What does this mean? You get more Lemon Talk. Like, what else do you guys want? You get to see our beautiful faces more than once. So you're welcome. But yes, we are really working really hard. So I know it's going to be throughout the week and you guys are probably busy doing a lot of stuff, maybe getting ready for the festivities, even though it's canceled. We're still making the most out of it. Halloween is now going to have a special place in my heart, and I'm pretty sure Joanna's, because this is our first spooky / seasonal thing that we're doing for Lemon Talk. So we're really excited. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this little series that we're doing. We started these video things and we're really excited to continue them.
Okay, so like Dulce mentioned, we're starting video things. So for those of you listening on Anchor and didn't listen to our last episode, we're on YouTube now. Just look up Lemon Talk Podcast. You'll find us. Several episodes are up now. They're already up now. So if you want to see us, like us, not just hear our voice, go to our YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe. And hit that thumbs up button.
Yes, follow us on YouTube at Lemon Talk Podcast. And you can totally, subscribe there. And also follow us on Instagram at Lemon Talk Podcast because we're cool kids. Cool kids stick together.
Yes. So with that, I think let's just go on to a quote. Dulce has the quote. Today's quote is not really like one we speak on. It's more like just to get us into the Halloween spirit.
All right, y'all. We're getting into the spooky season, and we're doing this right. So, the quote that I chose, it states, it says, you know, I've seen enough horror movies to know that any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly. I mean, we've all seen those scary movies where you see a mask and you're like, red alert, red flag, not following you, I don't know you, bye. And that's how I feel. Not saying everyone who wears a mask is mean, because in this situation that we're living in currently, people are wearing masks.
I see. I
So
didn't get
so
what
not
you were saying at first.
so not everyone is mean or not friendly, but in this situation, we're all nice if we're wearing masks. So wear your mask, stay safe. But for the movie part, I actually started to have like this like I just started to get so interested in scary movies. I don't know if this happened to you, Joe, but like I just love to watch scary movies now. I mean, I was traumatized watching Chucky when I was younger. Like I was traumatized for a really long time. I couldn't look at any doll in the eye.
I have never really been a fan of scary movies. I'm still not a fan of scary movies. I don't think I'll ever be a fan of scary movies. I watched it as because I was in the soccer team in high school. Well, like it makes it sound like if I'm not in high school. Whoa! I accidentally moved the ice cream. I make it seem like if I'm not in high school no more, but I still am. But freshman year, I think it was, I went out with the soccer team, and we went to the
This is when Joanna was too cool to hang out with me. She was like, Dulce, who?
She's lying. She didn't want to hang out with me, but okay. We're just kidding.
Continue.
But okay, so we went to the movie theaters as a team, and that during that time, the movie It had just came out, and all the girls on the team, they like scary movies, so I kind of just had to go with it. And in that movie, like, you know, when there's scary movies, you can kind of expect like, oh, okay, I think at this point the scary person's gonna come out. So that's what I was doing. I'm like, okay, I think the clown's gonna come out at this point, so I'm just gonna cover myself with my sweater, and I did that. But there was one point in the movie where I didn't expect the clown to come out, and it came out of nowhere. And the theater, luckily, it was just like us, because it was like right after school, and you just hear me, ah! And I jump. But I thought I didn't scream loud. I thought it was just like a little scream. But then I like jumped and I put my sweater over my head. And when I took it off, like all the soccer girls were just looking at me, and they're like, "Who was that?" I was like, "I was that loud."
I mean, I feel like that was me. When I watched, okay, I didn't watch it in theaters. People say that was scary in theaters. I watched it at home, and when I first watched it, I was like, this is not that scary. And then everyone's like, well, you don't understand, because I saw it in theaters, and those jump scares are for reals. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to attack you or offend you.
No, I saw it in theaters. I honestly didn't think the movie was scary, because like how you could expect when it was the clown's name, right?
Yeah.
I could expect when it was gonna come out. I just got scared that one time, because only that one time I didn't expect it.
You see, y'all, Joanna's like, it come at me. Joanna's ready to fight it. She's like, I got my sweater. I don't need anything else. I'm like, she got her ice cream there. She's like, I don't need anyone else. Okay, well, that's our spooky quote. Like I said, it doesn't really have a big meaning. I think the only big meaning is please wear your mask, even though it seems like it's not a friendly thing in scary movies and horror movies. That's scary. But wear your mask, stay safe. We love you guys. So we don't want anything to happen. And yeah, it was just an introduction to our spooky season for the Lemon Talk podcast. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and found that a little funny / relatable, because it's kind of funny / relatable.
And now we transition into our versus segment that we're doing this October, where we compare our Halloween costumes. And you guys vote who had the better costume.
Yes, use your voice and vote.
Okay, today's versus, we're going to be comparing our costumes from 2018. This is when we were high school freshmen. Now, this is like the first year, really, where like Dulce and I don't go to like technically the same school. Like we've explained this before, we go to the same school, but it's different academies. So we do, but we don't go to the same school. So I said I was going to start off, but right now that I'm thinking of it, I'm forgetting what I was again.
That's why I'm going through my Instagram right now. I'm trying to look for what I was.
I have a costume in mind, but I don't remember if that was 9th or 10th grade. I'm gonna pause it so we can see. Okay, so I'm gonna be starting off this versus segment. Freshman year of high school, I was Veronica from Riverdale.
Really?
Yes. So during this time, what happened? You remember? You saw me in the costume?
I already told you what I was. They aligned.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we kind of cut this recording because we wanted to make sure we knew what we were. And I'm over here telling Joanna, I think I was this, and then she's like, she didn't respond to me for a really long time until right now. So you guys got her actual reaction.
It didn't click in my head. Like, it didn't click to me. So during this time, like, Riverdale was popular, and I was like pretty into the show. So again, like, most of my Halloween costumes are pretty last minute. So last minute, my parents and I went to Party City, and we found like already a Veronica dress. So I just wore that dress with some heels, except when we went trick-or-treating, I changed it to my Vans because I was not going to walk around the block in heels. I was like, no.
No dedication. No, I'm just kidding.
Excuse me, you want my feet to be hurting? You want me to get blisters?
She's not the real Veronica. She's a fraud. She's a fraud.
But I actually didn't dress up for to school. I just dressed up with my family. Because I was like, I'm not going to dress up for school because I'm just going to bring the dress and my Vans, and that's just not Veronica. Like, I'm not going to bring heels to school. So yeah, I'm not dressing up for school. So in 2018, I didn't know, it's already been like almost 2 years that me and my cousin, we started a YouTube channel. So this is how I remembered what I dressed up as freshman year, because we made a Halloween 2018 video, and I just wanted to show a little clip from it. Okay. That was it right there. You saw my little hand twist, like trying to show my fake bracelet.
Love the song.
I know. I put the song that Veronica sang in the show that goes, I don't worry if I pass my SAT.
And it's funny because you were just mentioning like, oh, did you see me in there? And I was like, I thought I did see you in some sort of Veronica stuff. Now we know it was on your YouTube channel.
Now we know.
For me, I was, just like Joanna mentioned, Riverdale was such a big thing, and everyone told me that I was like more like a Betty, or I should have dressed like Veronica. And trust me, I consider this. I really did consider it. But you know what my mind was like? My mind was like, I want to try something different, Get out of my comfort zone and actually get things that I actually own. So I basically dressed like Jughead. I was a female version of Jughead. And it was funny because looking back at it now, I realized that it wasn't a great fashion choice. no one should let me walk out like that ever again. So if you see me like that, you better hide me under a bush or something, because
I don't think I saw your costume like in person, but I did see it in a picture. Am I allowed to expose you here again? I
is
exposed
this
you
like
with the braid and now with this costume.
this is just a typical typical Joanna thing to do now. Go ahead, I'll let you expose me, maybe.
Okay, so here I'm gonna go expose Dulce. So, like I said, I never saw Dulce in person with her costume, but she did send me a picture like the day before Halloween with her costume. And she put like, it was through Snapchat because we would use Snapchat more than Instagram because I didn't have Instagram at the time. And I think she put something like, oh, I'm Jughead, or like, oh, can you guess who I am? Something like that.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Yeah. So, but she sent me a picture, but she sent me one like this, like with the phone angled like this, like on the top. I'm just gonna duck lower so I can get the view. And so she was like this. It was like this, and she like did like a little smirk, like.
I don't even know how to smirk.
Wait.
Like, people have told me, and I'm like, I don't know how to smirk.
Let me see if okay, I'm really extending the headphones here. It was something like this, like you get the point. But the point being that
No, I don't get it. Can you demonstrate again?
So the funny part about that picture, I started laughing right away when I saw it because she sent it and it was like, it looked good. Like she had the hat, the flannel, the jeans, but when she sent it, it was like I said, like that, and it was a full body pic, but she didn't have any shoes on nor socks, which was her feet. And I think I texted her like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know Jughead didn't wear shoes." And I told her, "You're gonna go to school without shoes."
Do you guys see? Like, Joanna, how long have we known each other? For like what?
And
Like,
I would say like fifth grade.
Fourth?
I would say like fifth grade is kind of where we started like hanging out more.
Okay, point is, fifth grade. This girl right there, she let me walk out like that. She didn't tell me anything. I remember your response was like, "Oh yeah, you look great."
You look.
You lied to my face.
I told you. I didn't think it was a bad costume. I just told you like, oh, I didn't know he didn't wear shoes. Like, where are your shoes? I'm a good friend because if it wasn't for me, you would have walked out barefoot. You would have walked without shoes.
I was inside my house. Clearly, I was gonna wear shoes.
Not in the picture.
I don't know. I don't buy Joanna's story. I think I should sue and take her to court. Watch out for that next episode.
Yeah, so that was my little clip of exposing Dulce.
We need that on every podcast episode, clearly. I guess. Because we can't get enough of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, with that, I think we're ready to move on to our Halloween segment. We're gonna be telling spooky stories.
And then the wind went.
Yeah, so the stories that we picked, we did find them from online. So once we read it, we will be giving credit to the writers, and they're pretty short. So we're gonna try to tell like 4. Hopefully, you guys like them as much as we did when we read them. So I'll start off. Today's first story is titled "Pig Mask." Stop! Why do you have that face?
I'm trying to be serious here.
For those of you guys listening on Anchor, I'm trying to like be very serious, like here, trying to really tell the spooky story. And Dulce's here, like with that smirk, the same smirk she sent me with the picture of her Jughead, with her Jughead. She has the same smirk trying to make me laugh.
Okay, first of all, I do want to put a disclaimer here. Even though we're using like the same website, we actually don't know each other's stories, so you're gonna get a genuine reaction here.
Also, if you guys don't like scary stories, maybe don't listen to this because it did honestly give me a little bit of goosebumps. So if you don't like it, right now's your time to like.
I'm gonna leave this Zoom call. I literally voice memo you telling you I need to sleep tonight.
Okay, let's start. All right, so the first story is titled Pig Mask, and it goes, our old house was on a corner, in lieu of a backyard, had a side yard, with a small deck that wrapped around the back. The dining room had patio doors that led out to the back, and we would have barbecues and such back there. When I was about 14, we only had one desktop computer and one laptop for the family. My brother and I would fight over the desktop. That's where Diablo Tube was installed. So I would use the laptop to write music. On one particular night, my brother had a friend over, and they were downstairs doing whatever, and I was at the dining room table on the laptop. As I was wrapped up in my writing, I didn't pay much attention to my surroundings. I heard a knock on the patio door, which startled me. I looked up, expected my brother or his friend. The basement had a door that led to the back deck as well. Standing at the door and waving was a person, cannot tell the sex or age, wearing a Halloween pig mask. Thinking it was my brother or his friend, I mouthed, "Good one," and gave the person the finger, and they walked away. As soon as they left, I went downstairs to give them, and to my surprise and dismay, they were both sitting on the couch playing PlayStation. They swore up and down it wasn't either of them, and there was no way one of them would have had time to get downstairs and unmask before getting on the couch. To this day, I have no idea who it was that knocked and waved the pig mask.
That is creepy. That is creepy. I don't care if you're my friend or not. I will run from you.
Okay, and before Dulce goes on to telling her story, the credit for pig mask goes to Shanster925. Great story, Shanster.
You really spooked us on this one. Get into our next story, shall we? So the one that I chose was Last Day on Earth. And this story goes, I worked from 2 p.m. through 11 p.m. at a gas station in one of the nicest cities around here, and I had a gentleman look at me in the eyes and ask if I am enjoying my last day on Earth. Walked away before I could answer. And this story's credit goes to at Stevens with an S, 98. And I thought that was so creepy. Like, imagine someone just goes up to you. You're working a night shift or your whatever shift you're working at your own job, and then just some random comes to you and they're like, "Are you enjoying your last day?" Like that's terrifying. Like it either like in my mind, I feel like if I was in that position, I would be like, "Are you gonna kill me?" or
Yeah,
or like what's going on?
true.
So I don't know. That's a really creepy story, and I'm just like not here for it.
Okay, so now let's go on to my second story. My second story is called I'm Still Here. I came home pretty late one night, and my roommate's bedroom was shut, and I assumed she was sleeping already, but I saw something out of the corner of my eye in the kitchen. I said her name, but she didn't answer. I didn't think anything of it, so I walked into my room, and before I turned the light on, something whispered, "I'm still here." I turned on the light in my room, but nothing was there. So I turned on every light in my house and knocked on my roommate's door and eventually opened it, but she wasn't there, so I left her light on too and slept with all the lights on. When she came back the next morning, I asked her if she was messing with me, and she started crying and said she left because something was in the house messing with her and she had to get out. And this story's credit goes to Charmaine369.
First of all, that guy or that person, I don't know who they are, but that person in that story is gonna be me tonight. I'm gonna sleep with every light in my room on.
I know, that one kind of scared me. Like, even just reading it, I was like, oh my.
And I think this is like the first kind of like the spirit ghost related story that we have actually mentioned. Because
Yeah.
and in the other ones, like it can be like a human doing it, or like a prank situation. This is like something you can't really explain.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. Have you ever had a ghost encounter, like personally?
No. You?
Some, but I think we should leave that for some other podcast episodes.
Yeah, not today.
Not today, but I have had some some weird things happen to me. But yeah, that's a really good story. I really like it. To be honest with you, I think it's well. I mean, I don't know if they're like true or not. These are just they are true,
They are true?
right? Yeah,
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
it
Let's see
say
the website.
Let's fact check these stories right now.
Oh, yeah, the website that we're using, guys, if you guys are interested in reading this, it's called thoughtcatalog.com, and it's 67 true scary stories to tell in the dark. Wait,
So clearly,
hold on. Let me change that. Oh. I tried turning off the light. Hold on. It's 67 true scary stories to tell in the dark.
talk about jump scares right there.
I'm back. Okay, so we heard our third story now. Dulce is gonna end us off with our last story.
So, like Joanna mentioned, I will be ending out this spooky session of real spooky stories. And this one is called Racing a Serial Killer. Guys, I love true crime. I also love the supernatural world as well. So when I saw this title, I was like, I have to read this. So it goes like this. Me, my wife, and my 3-year-old son are sitting in a food court at Costco. I love Costco, by the way. That's kind of like oh, that's kind of like a random thing, side note, but I love Costco. Costco's great. There's another family with a 4 to 5-year-old sitting behind us. My son looks at me and says, "Do you see the girl over there? I'm gonna teach her a lesson." So I'm taken aback for a second. Then I look at him, and then I think he must intend to teach her numbers or some sort of normal thing you teach people. So I ask, "What is he going to teach her?" His response, "I'm going to teach her to drown." This credit story goes to Hell Screen GB.
I'm not
That was
lying.
dark.
Not lying. I was actually scared when you were saying it. That's why I was making faces. I just like picture it like actually happening.
Because Costco, like
oh.
the setting is so realistic.
And everyone, we're filming this late at night, and so it's even scarier right now. The time I'm looking at right now, it's 7:35 p.m. So it's already like the sun is down, it's dark, and after we finish this, like I'm gonna go into bed, and like it's scary.
I'm gonna be traumatized after this podcast episode for sure. But I mean, it looks like there's light, but it's just my brightness light thing that I have. It's not daytime. Joanna is saying the truth. It's literally 7:36 right now. So yeah, that one got me too.
Yeah, guys. So I hope you enjoyed our spooky session. This is the first episode being released of, I think, 5 episodes we have coming out, or 4.
It's 4 episodes.
We have 4 episodes coming out this Halloween week. one being on Halloween Day. So look forward to that.
And you don't forget to mention this big surprise that we have planned out for them. So I do want to mention it right now because this is the start of our spooky season podcast. And so I kind of wanted it to like build onto that moment. So if you guys don't know, for our last episode of the one that's getting published on Halloween Day, we're actually going to reveal each other's costumes. So we don't know what we're going to be. We haven't discussed this. We don't know anything. We might not even dress up. Like, there's just things up in the air, but I will confirm that I am wearing a costume, and I can't wait to see Joanna's reaction to it. So
I have an idea in mind of what I want to be, but I don't have the costume, so I have to see how I can do it. But hopefully I'll be able to dress up.
But yes, we're going to have this really big reveal at the end, so please stay tuned because it's going to be so much fun. And make sure to watch us on the actual YouTube video chat podcast so you can be able to see our costumes at the same time while we record the podcast. So it's going to be really a lot of fun.
And subscribe,
like, follow us on any
Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram at Lemon Talk Podcast. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Anchor. There's so many other different platforms that we're on, so go follow us there if you follow us.
And with that, I think we end episode 1 of our spooky week.
So thank you guys so much for joining us on this first episode of this spooky season podcast week. Hopefully you guys enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.